Welcome back to another episode of the Very Serious Business Podcast. The show that explores the old ways of making money are the only ways. Today, we'll speak with Humperdinck Elderman, a man whose motto is, if you're happy in your field of work, then you're obviously not working hard enough.
Hold up. Humperdinck? Seriously? I don't think so. Welcome to 2018, people, the year where we strive to thrive each and every day. And don't use words like Humperdinck. Want to know how you can get started? You need to listen to the amazing episodes that Thrive Loud with Lou Diamond has to offer. Want to jumpstart your business? Thrive Loud. Looking to be inspired? Thrive Loud. Want to work smart and not hard? Thrive Loud. Drop kick the old stuffy way of doing things and get out there and change the world. Listen to Lou Diamond as he brings you the smartest leaders and most dynamic guests with the most energizing messages. Listen to Thrive Loud and you and your business will start thriving too.
This Thrive Loud episode is brought to you by Hinge Consulting. Success on Amazon hinges on well-executed strategies. Contact Hinge Consulting to learn about total Amazon channel management and to see if your business has what it takes to grow over 300% over the next 12 months. That's Hinge Consulting at hingeconsulting.co.
It's time to take an inside look at those that are taking their lives, their businesses, and their passions to the next level. Get ready to thrive loud with Lou Diamond.
Hey, Thrive Loud fans, Lou Diamond here. We have an amazing guest for you today on Thrive Loud. And if you are a podcast fan, you have heard the name John Lee Dumas. And if you aren't familiar with who he is...
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
John fortunately came back and took the time to hang with us. He made a quick pit stop at Thrive Loud to share some of the brilliance that he's been dealing with in his business on his podcast, and maybe more notably, something that we recently connected when he and I were both in Philadelphia together. So here's a fun, quick episode with John Lee Dumas. Sit back and enjoy. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Thrive Loud with Lou Diamond, connecting you to the most inspiring and amazing people that are thriving each and every day. Today on Thrive Loud, we bring you the founder and host of Entrepreneurs on Fire, an award-winning podcast where he interviews today's most inspiring entrepreneurs 7 days a week with over 14,000 episodes and 7 figures a year in revenue. This man has shown the world the power of podcasting, and he is one hell of a communicator. Thrive Loud fans, I bring you the John Lee Dumas. John, welcome to Thrive Loud.
Sweet Lou, I am fired up to be here. It's been too long. We haven't hung out in about a month, and we were in Philadelphia for Podcast Movement. So it's good to be back in your audible presence.
Well, I'm loving the fact you're on the show. You epitomize what Thrive Loud is all about. And related to Philadelphia, when we met, you actually spoke to a whole bunch of people who were tired from drinking the night before, or maybe not. Okay, they were pretty up and ready to hear what you had to say. And being someone that is connected with so many entrepreneurs that thrive loud each and every day, I wanted you to share, if you could, something that you shared with us at the conference that day, and that was your funnel up, funnel down philosophy. Because I think in this very short time we have here today, this was one of the most powerful and straightforward models in how you have been successful with Entrepreneurs on Fire, with your own business, and how you grow your personal brand and business. So the Thrive Loud fans and listeners would love to hear it from you. So pass the baton to you on that question.
Well, in the short time that we have together, I won't be able to do much justice to my hour presentation on funnel up, funnel down. But, a couple key points that I do want to make sure that people get from, what I was trying to deliver to the audience with that message is so many people approach their business and their funnels the wrong way. So at least that's my opinion. So what is a funnel real quick? Well, a funnel is the journey that somebody that experiences your brand for the very first time takes all the way through to becoming a client, a customer, or an evangelist of your brand. So it's that journey that they've been on. So when I look at people and they're setting up their business funnels and they're having that journey, that experience, what they're doing is not realizing that they have just taken what I call a cold audience and tried to put them through this pretty aggressive sales funnel. And that's very typical in the industry. And that is by far the norm. Where the funnel up, funnel down process kind of flips that on its head is I say, hey, listen, there's a whole step before, or there's a whole part before you actually go through that typical funneling down process to a sale. And that whole process is, how do you build an audience that knows, that likes, that trusts you, that you're delivering free, valuable, and consistent content to? And that's why you need to have a platform. You need to have a medium, whether it be a blog or a podcast or a video show or social media. There's plenty of people that are using platforms like Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn to grow their audience and to have that attention and to deliver value along those lines. Yeah. How are you doing that on a basis that is growing that know, like, and trust with the people that are consuming your content, that's getting that incredibly valuable knowledge from them of their biggest struggles, of their biggest challenges, of their biggest obstacles. And then you, the person who is giving them all of this great content for free, you're going to provide the solution for them in the form of a product or a service or a community or a book or fill in the blank. And going down that funnel up process is such an incredibly important part, because then once you do get through the end of that process, you're going to have a bunch of things that most people don't have. You're going to have an audience. You're going to have delivered value to that audience. You're going to know what their struggles are. You're going to have a solution for them. And now you can take them down the funnel down process and actually deliver them that solution in a very structured way. So again, most people that you see out there, they're just doing it wrong. They're just trying to throw people into a funnel. They're wondering why it's not converting. It's not converting because they're not doing the things that it takes in the funnel up process to grow a meaningful audience. So
while I was in the audience, a fellow colleague who's actually a guest on the show, Lori Palau, sat next to me and described it as simply, it's like the ride up on the chairlift, right? The reality is that as you're heading up the top of the mountain, you're not only appreciating the view, you're taking it all in. That's your brand building component. The stuff you're giving away, all the free things. You haven't put one muscle onto the slopes yet. Although I know you live in Puerto Rico, so this is like total foreign language to you. But the idea was that you needed to take everything in and present yourself with this incredible amount of value first, and then come down and head down the mountain where eventually you'll lead to what is the offer. And we all thought that was just such a simple way of looking at it, and everyone really appreciated it. So if you didn't get the kudos, because you're speaking to so many of us, we wanted to say thank you because it was really smart. I'll put some of that little artwork in our show, in our Thrive Loud show notes for you, so people will see it.
Cool. Well, I will say this. I am from Maine originally, so I definitely know skiing. I'm very aware of chairlifts and all of those things. And I think it's a decent analogy. One thing I would say is to kind of further that analogy is, a lot of people might, pack up all their gear, drive to the ski slope, get off and stand at the bottom of the mountain and be like, well, this isn't fun. Well, of course it's not fun, because guess what? You haven't done the important part of jumping on that chairlift and getting to the top of the mountain to actually be able to ski down. Like, that's the fun part. And so many people are missing that step in the process, that chairlift, just like that funnel up process is. So many people are missing that, and they're wondering why they're not getting the results, why they're not having as much fun, why they're not, being able to impact as many people as they want and need to.
It's okay. So with this, like today, the technical difficulty day Lou Diamond's experiencing with Thrive Loud, I want to ask this question, John. We've had so many guests. You've dealt with so many great entrepreneurs who are great stories. We all have off days. Yes, even you. Someone as upbeat and forward moving as you've done with your business and your brand. So my question to you is, when you have trouble thriving, who or what practice do you seek to get back on the thriving track?
It's all about my morning routine. My morning routine is 100% clutch and critical to everything that I do. If I don't execute on my morning routine for many days in a row, then I'm going to be struggling on multiple levels. That's just a fact. It's just a reality. So I make sure that is a distinct part of every single day. I'm talking Monday through Monday. That's 7 days a week. I'm going through my morning routine where I'm focusing on hydration, exercise, nutrition, journaling. I am meditating. I'm getting sun. I am reading. I am educating my mind. I'm doing all these things during my morning routine so that I can then prepare myself to go forward and serve my audience, Fire Nation. So whenever I get a little off track, I know that I just need to double down on that morning routine, double down on that self-care, double down on focusing on myself, my health, my wellness. And that's going to get me back to where I need to be to win at a high level.
I love it. Very simple and to the point. I was going to ask this question because you've had so many guests on the program. And I guess the question I have for you is, does it ever get tiring? Because let's put it this way. You have a lot of upbeat entrepreneurs. They all want to be on your program. They all want to be on this. And you're running it 7 days a week, constantly speaking to people. For those that hear the volume of what you deal with, John, ever do you sit back and go, oh my God, I need a break?
It definitely happens. There's no doubt that every now and then, I'll get an entrepreneur that's just not bringing the heat, not bringing the energy. I'll have, some situations where, there might be not the best internet connection, not the best audio work, and that kind of gets frustrating as well. I mean, it's just life, it's what happens. I mean, we live in this amazing world where here I can be down in Puerto Rico, and sweet Lou, you can be up in the States, and we can be having a conversation, and it's really neat. It's really cool, but sometimes things don't always work out. So you just have to recognize that, hey, we live in a special time. We live in a cool time. Not every single interview that I do is going to be my favorite interview in the world. I'm going to make the most of every single one. I'm going to try to pull out some form of value from my listeners in every way, shape, and form that I'm focusing on doing. That's where my focus is at. That's what I'm driving for. And that's what makes it happen.
Awesome stuff. And that was obviously related to the connection issues that we will share as a fun back issue that we had here on this show. So, John, let's do this. Give the quick plugs and the things that you are pushing right now, because you're always got your show, but I know you have some other initiatives that are going on that you could see on your websites. I think our listeners would love to hear what you've got going on right now.
Yeah, there's only a couple things I'd like to mention. First, if you'd like to check out my podcast, Entrepreneurs on Fire, I'm always working to deliver incredible value via that show. So that's Entrepreneurs on Fire. And then if you want to just check out our site, that's eofire.com. We have a lot of free, awesome courses for entrepreneurs that are going to help you move the needle forward. The one specifically I'd love to mention is yourbigidea.io. As I said, interviewing over 2,000 entrepreneurs, I've recognized successful entrepreneurs have a big idea. They crush it. They go all in. They make it happen. And so I wanted to create a free training for people that are struggling with that can give them their North Star. So it's a quick training. It's free. Head over to yourbigidea.io. Take it, crush it, conquer the world, and obviously prepare to ignite.
John Lee Dumas, your all-time favorite movie?
Legends of the Fall. Love that movie.
And what is it specifically that connects with, how does that movie connect to you?
It's such a big, well-rounded, thought-provoking movie. I mean, there's so many things that happen during that movie. There's so many great actors and actresses. It's just an amazing movie of a simpler time, but also a crazier time in a lot of ways. And it's just, I think they just do an amazing job. I think Anthony Hopkins is, phenomenal as usual. Brad Pitt's obviously great. And it's just, it's a movie that just gets me every time.
Yeah. I always get the fact that I love it. How does it end? He ends up dying to the bear, and he said it was a good death. I just love that.
Oh, you just ruined it for everybody.
They'll all see it. They've all seen it. Hey, man, thank you for taking a few minutes out of the day to pop into Thrive Loud. Keep doing what you're doing, because you've been an inspiration to people like myself and a lot of our listeners out there. So we love the mojo, and keep being on fire.
Thanks, sweet Lou. Appreciate it, brother.
You got it. And to all the Thrive Loud listeners out there, keep thriving onward and upward. And remember, be brief, be bright, be gone.
You've been listening to Thrive Loud with your host, Lou Diamond. Make sure to subscribe on iTunes, Overcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. And follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Thrive Loud. Or find us on the web at thriveloud.com.
I'm very important. I have many leather-bound books, and my apartment smells of rich mahogany. I'm friends with Merlin Olsen, too. He comes over on occasion.
Lou Diamond, funding broke college kids since 2017.